Hi, this is Rayce with Mixed Apes. Before we get started on our usual silliness, I just want to remind everybody that it's time to go out and vote. Thank you. Hello, and welcome back.
Hey, folks. Hey, folks. Hey, folks. I feel like we're outdoors.
Well, that's because we're outdoors, you big ninny.
Hey, look at that. Here we are. We're outdoors.
Another lovely, lovely day here in central Missouri.
Yeah.
Missouri.
And near 90, but it's pretty pleasant because it's October middle-ish.
Yeah.
So
That
we're
Indian
digging
summer
it.
thing.
And we're in the shade, so we're not getting baked.
Oh, absolutely.
But we're also not getting surprise rained on. So
Yeah.
we got that going on,
And
too.
as far as not getting baked, I'm on my third beer, so you speak for
You
yourself.
are getting baked. I would be fully baked if I was
So
on my
we
third
are
beer.
Mixed Apes.
We are. I'm Reed of Apes.
I'm Rayce of Apes.
As
This
you
is
already know.
What is this?
This is You Should Know This Song. It's our music, lyric, rock, challenge, podcast, bullshit, commentary
Thing.
platform. It's our platform for us to do what we're doing right now.
Don't step off the edge; you'll hurt yourself.
Don't step off the edge of the platform. At least look
Look
both ways.
At least wabba-dibba-buff.
At least book.
Okay.
Somebody out there understands that language.
Not anybody that's sitting here. Hey, so we're gonna move right along. Look at this.
Yeah, we're getting right into it. We're not going to goof around too much. At least not right now.
right during the show. We'll do it.
Yeah.
I had a little something I wanted to share. I don't think we have any keeping to do this time. It doesn't look like there's been an error
I don't
that
remember
somebody
any
called us on.
corrections. I'm kind of afraid of the fact that we haven't had corrections in a couple episodes.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
can
It's certainly not for lack of
I can
stupidity.
see the light coming at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
a train.
coming. It's not the light at the end of the tunnel.
So, a friend of mine and friend of the show, Mike of Apes, reached out to me last week and said, "Hey, what about we get together once in a while, no schedule, no stress, and share an album that the other doesn't know or is not familiar with." And I thought, well, that sounds like an interesting
Yeah.
and fun thing. And
Cool idea.
For a change, I was right. It was an interesting and fun thing.
I think the credit actually belongs to Mike.
It does, but I'm just in agreeing with him. I was
Well,
right.
yes, I guess there's validity there. Yes.
Yes. So Mike came over this week and brought a copy of Brave New World by Styx.
Yeah.
1999 release. The last official release before DeYoung left the band the first time. And again, I had no familiarity with it at all.
Yeah,
Being
and
a-
you asked me if I was familiar with it, and I'm not aware of it. To my knowledge, I didn't go looking around to.
Yeah, and I listened to the entirety, and there's not a song on there I recognized, but they're all pretty good. They're late Styx pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. The new drummer that replaced the Panazzo brother that died, I want to say it's John Panazzo. I'm probably wrong there.
Another correction for next episode.
If
We're
so.
leaving them alone so we have some.
Yeah,
We're
there you
just gonna
go.
Stack them up, get a little stash.
Build a little karma up.
Yeah, that's right.
At any rate, the replacement drummer, quite good. I don't remember his name. We'll have that in the correction as well.
Yes.
It was a really cool album. 4 or 5 different genres. It kind of reminded me of a half dozen different artists. Little bits of this here and there. But at any rate, I wanted to share with you the concept is, my big fall down here in music is that I stopped listening to new music years ago. I stopped going out and searching out new music.
Right.
So the
Not
stuff
necessarily like recent music, but even just music that you're not
familiar with, right?
It's not already in your universe, right?
Right, exactly. When I
Right.
say new music, that's exactly what I mean, and thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
So he came over, we sat down, we listened to the album, we had a nice talk about the music, and we kind of threw some concepts back and forth. And I heard a new album that I hadn't heard before that was already 25 years old.
Look at you.
By
You
a
know,
band.
it's good for your brain.
Yeah. My old brain needs the exercise.
Expand your. What's the name of the? Brave New World is the name of the
Yeah,
album?
exactly.
So you just expanded your horizons. I was trying to figure out
Find a way to tie that
Brave
together.
New Horizon.
Yeah,
but that
but it
doesn't
didn't
really
work for you.
Yeah, it didn't. So you didn't yet mention a specific song off of the album, and I'm wondering if you intend to get something into the playlist.
Not today, I don't, but coming in the future, I do.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
I kind of wanted to toss it out there to give everybody a chance to maybe give it a listen before I
Sure.
included something.
That makes sense.
Everybody, including yourself as well. Some really cool stuff, though. It really is. It's not necessarily all anything that I would go out and buy, but there's some songs on there that I wouldn't mind hearing again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not in any ways bad. It's just pretty solid. Again, sticks,
pop,
sticks
pop
know?
rock.
Yeah.
Pop rocks.
Good stuff. So nice
Good.
try.
Thanks for thanks for sharing that thought, and maybe we'll bring an album suggestion every few episodes. Like, hey, maybe you never heard of this or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
And in talking to Mike, it came to light that most of the stuff that I'm intending to share with him is about that old, at least. Is 25 years old at least, because that's really where my bailiwick is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but to your credit, at least a little bit, you have forwarded to me, like the Danielle Nicole
right
thing. She's a new,
Sure.
more recent
Right.
artist. Young, she's not 40.
right.
I don't think she's 40. And you've sent along a few links to songs you've run across that are
more current.
That are more current, and they're not by artists that either of the two of us would consider, within the confines of our show. Even.
Right.
They're new to us.
Yeah,
at least.
I mean, it's the thing is.
So maybe
is
you're not constantly at it, but you do.
When the truth is, I stumble across it rather than go looking for it. I
Right.
think is the point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
So and thank you for trying to make me look not quite so old and duddy, but the truth is
They can't see you,
Yeah.
so so they don't know if I'm really right.
Hey,
or
you
wrong.
got more gray than I do, pal.
Yeah,
and
it's
less
great.
hair- and less
you meant
hair.
great. You forgot the T on the end of there. Great.
Yeah,
I've got
yeah,
more
yeah,
great than you.
whatever.
Great
Anyway,
apes. Great apes. In fact.
There you go. It's a cool concept. If you're thinking about if there's something that you have a buddy that you think, hey, he might like this. He's never heard this before.
Yeah.
And even if maybe you think he won't like it, give him a shot.
Get it on out there.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I thought it was a cool idea. I wanted to share it.
And we're your buddies.
Share it with us.
Share it with us. I mean, my gosh, if you know an album you think we haven't heard of that is by I think there is something interesting to the prospect of it being by, like in this case, a little bit of a surprise by a band we already know.
Yeah.
That's really in our wheelhouse. But I'm certainly open to that was Rayce opening a
Beverage.
can o' brewski.
Yeah.
I'm certainly open to even new artists, college
Yeah,
rock,
I wouldn't
whatever.
restrict it to what we already know, or
Yeah,
bands
yeah.
we already know, but anything, any kind of new music. I
Yeah.
mean, if it's something that you think somebody would dig, whether it's us or somebody else, share it, man.
I mean, I have had, this is a slight diversion. I won't go into it too far, but
Right.
I will admit to having gotten hooked in the last few days, having a Carrie Underwood song, who is, you may or may not remember, a now very well-established country queen figure. And I don't follow her. I don't have interest in her. I heard the song on the overhead at Walmart, and I was just struck by the rock end of the song. The band is jamming. It is a really kick-ass country rock tune, and it's just been rolling around in my head for the past few days. I'm not averse to, I know some Chris Stapleton. I know I'm not averse to hearing things from a pretty wide range of.
Are you going to share the name of the song, or?
I don't think I should, because then it's going to be on the playlist.
Okay.
Or is it going to be on the play? I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about new music.
Okay.
And
The
expanding
song
horizons.
is "I Hate My Heart."
Okay.
Yeah, and I think you'll probably, I think you'll get a kick out of it. There's a lot of what I consider sort of classic
Country.
hard pop country.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to use the word tropes, and I hate the word, but it's what's in my head right now.
Yeah.
But it's cleverly written. Her vocals are really good.
And it
really
rocks.
good. And it rocks. It's
So
a
yeah, we'll
rockin'
toss
ass
it on
song.
there, and
so
hey, you know what? If whoever's listening to the playlist, including me, doesn't like it, you can always skip to the next song, right?
Skip to the next song.
But
That's the
don't
thing.
skip it out of hand. Like, give it a
Yeah,
shot.
give it a shot. You
Whatever
never
it
know.
is,
I'm not averse to country music.
I mean, there's
or,
a bunch of. Well, I'm not a
know.
big country music fan, but man, there's a bunch of stuff that when you hear it, you like it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
go for it. All right. So before we get into the meat of the show,
Yeah.
there was a text shared between Reed and I recently. I believe I sent it to him, but I could be wrong. It was
No, you did. Yeah,
it was
yeah.
an article that
you're
one
right.
of us that I saw. Apparently, I don't remember because I'm old and broken. An article that I saw questioning who is the father of heavy metal guitar. And it's one of those kind of clickbaity in that you got to read 5 paragraphs to get to what they're talking about.
Sure.
And they do quote a bunch of different artists with regard to this. But the consensus seems to be from those artists, from people like Van Halen and Tony Iommi and like real serious rock guitarists.
Yeah.
That it was...
But you would think, based on that subject line, that you're talking about guys from the probably 50s at least.
Well,
or
early
60s maybe. Yeah.
So surprisingly enough, the artist that they all referenced was Dick Dale, who's a really well-known surf guitar
guy.
But apparently there were a couple of things that he did here and there. There's a song that's referenced.
Maybe not so well known as the couple of very well known instrumental surf guitar.
Yeah.
The rapid sort of string plucking thing there. I don't know what that's exactly called. Pardon my ignorance, but I can see that being related to heavy metal, right? Or hard rock.
Yeah, and I
later hard rock guitar styles.
I personally didn't hear it when I heard what I was listening. When I heard what they were referencing.
Yeah.
But like, I'm also not a substantially proven heavy metal guitarist, so who the fuck am I, frankly?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's no question that he was one of those guys that played fast, very fast. And also, he played with heavy strings, like a heavy wound string.
Right.
So there was a lot more thump to his guitar, a lot more ass to his guitar.
And that lends itself to the
thing.
Hard rock.
But again, I want to say people like Van Halen and Iommi and a couple of others are guys that are saying, this is the guy that made me want to play what I played.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. Again, not a musician. I pretended to be one once.
But the point is that it's one of those many interesting conversations and questions revolving around rock music, hard rock.
Yeah. So I would say go and see what you can find out about Dick Dale. And by the way, his real name was not Dick Dale or anything near that. He was actually born Richard Mansour. And he also was born on the East Coast. I don't know how he got to the West Coast and the whole surfing thing.
He surfed. The whole way there with his guitar, playing it the whole time. That's how he learned how to play so good.
But he also apparently was a big fan of Gene Krupa, the big band drummer, who kind of drove him towards music that was a little bit more outside the box, if you will.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of share that. I don't have an answer. I don't have an opinion.
Yeah. Just
but I
an
thought it was a cool,
interesting
thing.
Interesting thing.
And
it's not a who's the best.
No. Or
question,
even who's
like who's
really
the best
first,
vocalist, blah, blah, blah. Right, it's sort of who's the biggest influence, kind of.
Right. So if you know him and you know his music and you got a thought, share it.
Yeah.
If you don't know him, go and look. And if you got a thought, share it.
Go to the bar with your buddies and strike up the conversation and tell them the mixtape sent you.
And if you're one of these several guitarists that I know that listen to the show, respond, critique, answer, tell us.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, because I'm really looking for some input on this. I thought it was a cool thing.
And especially interesting would be to hear from somebody who has a reference to, I always think this is cool, a lesser-known guitarist who, when you go and, it's an Easter egg thing, right? You go and listen to something somebody has suggested, and you're like, holy cow, how did I not know about that person? You know what I mean? How did I not hear this playing before? I love that kind of thing. Okay.
So I'm going to say that we're done with that. And ask for your forgiveness and your input.
That was just lovely. I mean, both of those were lovely, I'm going to say.
Lovely.
And maybe delightful. Thanks for sharing them. Thanks for bringing them to the show. And now, speaking of the show.
Let's do it.
It's showtime. Let's make it happen. We're going to do some PRIME CUTZ, which is our core lyric challenge layout. And then we're going to do some Ask and Ye Shall Deceive. And then we're going to do a little Bean Enchilada just to take the edge off of things after all the heavy stuff. So I will get started.
Yeah, it's your turn.
It's my turn.
What are you talking about? Just get moving.
Rayce of APEZ, I'm going to get right to it. I'm not going to screw around. I'm going to say you should know this song. Here's your lyric challenge.
I see you sent my letters back and my LP records,
Hey!
and they're all scratched.
Yes.
I guess that you
love
never want to see me again, and your brother's going to kill me, and
And
he's
he's
6 feet 10. And by the way, that's one of at least 2 references that Sting makes to really tall, being scared of really tall people. So I'm wondering, kind of, because he's not a short guy.
He's not really right. He's not really short of stature. So
But
maybe
that's 2 different times that he references it in one of his songs.
Maybe so. Maybe
Yeah.
so. We can. There's a little wiki drill down.
Why
for you.
is Sting scared of tall people?
What's the phobia?
Yeah.
What's the phobia of tall people? What is Sting have,
Tallophobia.
whatever that is?
So
Probably.
that's the
probably
police.
that's the medical term. Can't Stand Losing You, which is one of those police songs that just
can't stop
it just
hearing.
rips it up for me. Written by Sting, Gordon Matthew Sumner, 1978, off of Outlandos d'Amor.
Which you have said before is one of your favorite album titles.
It is one of my favorite album titles, and this is right after the point at which, actually, I guess it was, right after the point at which I told this story some time ago.
Tell it
And
again.
even I think when Mike of APEZ was guesting, when at
Mike of Apes never guessed it.
even I think when Wayne of APEZ was guesting, when I was younger, early 20s ish, at Mississippi Nights in St. Louis, I went down there regularly to see whatever local-ish live band
Sure.
and some sort of regional touring acts. And one of the bands, as I was standing around with my buddies, having beers and just
Not paying
half
attention.
attention, was the Police.
Who were neither local or regional.
Neither local. Well, yeah, right. They were neither of those, but they were small circuit
There you
touring.
go.
And, we were like, yeah, these guys are pretty good. So what are you guys doing this weekend? You know what I mean? 10 feet from the stage.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah.
It's one of those bizarre memories. Anyway, okay, got all the propers out, and it's your turn, sir.
All right, I've got one for you, and I hope you know this song. I don't know if you will. The first clue is
My clue will be back with another one of those block rockin' beats. Oh, yeah. One of those block rockin' beats. Who's the actual original artist?
and here's the second clue.
I know that first line from this song, and that I want to say I know because I think I might be wrong. I'm thinking Fatboy Slim sampled this.
How about Schoolie D?
Schoolie D.
Was the song, his original song Gucci Again,
Okay.
was where that line came from.
Uh-huh.
The song that I'm referencing here is called Block Rockin' Beats.
Back with another one of those block rockin' beats. The
Chemical
beat and drum.
Chemical Brothers.
Yeah.
It's
There you
almost
go.
the whole
That's
song
what it is. It's not
sampled.
Fatboy Slim. It's Chemical Brothers.
But
Damn.
Chemical Brothers is the song I'm referencing. Almost the whole song is sampled.
Sampled, right.
And the Back with Another One of Those Block Rockin' Beats is sampled from Schoolie D's Gucci Again. The drums are sampled from Changes by Bernard Purdie.
Huh.
And you know who Purdie is? He's the drummer from a lot of stuff, but specifically in my world, the Steely Dan Home at Last.
Okay.
And he does a thing called the Purdie Shuffle. That's like his own, like,
Signature.
he doesn't call it that. Everybody else calls
Everybody
it
else
that.
calls it.
Yeah, it's the Purdie Shuffle.
Right.
And I heard this, and I had never heard it before. I did not know this song.
Oh, you really hadn't?
I hadn't.
When did you hear it?
Last week,
Oh, yeah, that song's
And,
from early 2000s.
1997.
Yeah.
The artists are Tom Rowlands. Where's my mouse? Tom Rowlands, Ed Simmons, and Jesse Weaver. That is the Chemical Brothers.
Yeah.
And man, it's
a
funky
cool
motherfucker.
song.
It really is
It's
a
a
great
cool-
tune. That's
yeah.
the only line. That's the only lyric in the entirety of the song. And they say it
Yes.
like 9 times. I think it was 9 was the number I counted.
Yeah.
But it is jamming, and I didn't know why until I went and found out where it's all sampled from. It is a badass funk tune. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
And although they may not have originally written it, they put it together, and they brought some brilliant music. They sampled some brilliant music.
Exactly. Right.
know?
They stitched it together, and the Chemical Brothers version is the version I'm familiar with, and this was a big house dance tune. Like it was a big house dance track. You know, if you went into a club that was more along those lines.
Sure.
And, you know, a club that was playing at that time too, maybe just a little before that time, some 9 Inch Nails and things like that. This was in the mix with the stuff that was banging your
well, I
brains
never
out.
did those kind of clubs. Can you imagine me in those kind of clubs? No, not happening.
Not really. But
So at any rate, it's good stuff, man. The album was Dig Your Own Hole. The year was 1997. I mainly wanted to share this to get it on the playlist because it's something. If I didn't know it, I know there's other folks that didn't know it. You need to know this song, man. It is a jam and a half, end to end.
yeah, I must be thinking of that from the original tune because it would have been before '97 that I would have experienced it in a club. So I'll check out
that was
a little
probably
more about that.
the Gucci thing, the
Yeah, yeah.
Schoolie thing.
Yeah.
All right, so that's done. It's your
Cool.
turn, Chief.
Very cool. How about this? I'm just excited if this gets onto the playlist. And the quotation marks you see are refraining the word.
Many.
Yes.
All right, so the clue I've got is, I've played my games many, 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 many times before,
Yes.
and that doesn't mean anything to me. So give me the next
So,
lyric there.
line 2. I think you should know this song.
But I knew all the time she'd let me back once more. It doesn't ring any bells. What do you got?
It's Roy Buchanan. Can I change my mind? Does it ring a bell?
I should know some Roy Buchanan, man. No, it does not.
Baby, let me change my mind. Please, 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 baby.
No.
Very, very signature Roy Buchanan guitar riff. Possibly his sort of most well-known, popularly well-known guitar riff. 1975. The song was written by Gregory Anthony Isaacs. But the Roy Buchanan album that I saw it attributed to is Livestock. And whether or not it's a cover, I did not investigate.
pursue.
I am only familiar with it from the Roy Buchanan version, which was played a lot on Casey around here at the time. And I just fell in love with the song. I certainly fell in love with his
Rendition.
version of it if it's somebody else's song. So that'll be on the playlist now.
And the original attribution will be on the corrections next time.
On the corrections, there you go. We're building up those corrections, so we got something to talk about.
Cool. No, I did not know
Awesome.
it, but we will hear it. I will know it now.
Yeah. Okay, that was me, and now it's you.
All right. So here, sir, is a clue for you. You should know this song.
My lyric clue is, I've been through all them changes. A lot of stuff came down. I've dealt with all the issues. A lot of stuff came down. I've dealt with all the issues. It's not hitting me. Give me something else. More, please. Yeah, I'm going to need a second hit on that. Nothing's coming in.
All right. There you go. There's your second clue.
Okay, you might say I've been around, but back when I got started, there was a righteous sound.
So the whole thing,
This is one of those that it's all gonna fall into place. I'm gonna know it.
I've been through all them changes. A lot of stuff came down. I dealt with all the issues. You might say I've been around. Back when I got started, there was a righteous sound. That's everything that I gave you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not getting anything. I'm really not, I'm not hitting them. I'm not hitting them very well. What do you got? What is it?
So it's Tower Power,
T.O.P.
one of my very favorite
Yes,
bands.
you love Tower Power.
Digging on James Brown. Does it ring a bell now?
I believe I've heard this song. I wouldn't know the lyrics.
It is another one that is just a funky motherfucker. You got to it's really, really just...
Tower of Power is a tower of power.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're not just a horn section anymore.
Right.
Not just your dance horn section anymore. Written by Emilio Castillo and Ken Kesey, 1995, from the album Sold Out. And
S-O-U-L-E-D.
S-O-U-L-E-D. Yes,
of course.
absolutely, because they are sold out.
Sold out.
Man, this is a rocker. It is just a badass,
The great horns and all that going on.
and a lot of, I mean, think What Is Hip, but 10 years later. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like just
Right.
all kinds of funky guitar going on, a very driving beat, good shit, great drums.
Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, I it's one of, when I heard it, I'm like, when I heard it again, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this one.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to be on a playlist.
Yeah. Cool.
All
Love
right.
it. Love it. What do I got? Oh, while you were getting that together, I was secretly only partially paying attention.
Of
I was
course.
multitasking. That's
Sure,
the way
that's
you.
what it- yeah,
that's
yeah.
how you cover your ass there. I
Right,
was
yeah.
multitasking, and I looked up because it did. Oh, really? Just struck me that the Roy Buchanan song I just gave you is not actually Roy Buchanan's song for the first time. I mean, all this time I've listened
To
to
that
that
and-
version,
right.
and been
It's what you
smitten
know.
by it, and just didn't think past it.
So
But
you were doing a
what
little homework
I was
while
doing
I
a
was
little
talking
homework,
instead of paying attention
and
in class.
I'm not going to say or make the correction and take the time right now because it'll be an interesting correction for a future episode.
But
what
you
I
found
quickly,
out that there was wrong. That you were wrong.
it is a cover by Roy Buchanan. It's not his song, and there's actually some interesting
Factoids.
history to the original recording and so forth.
But
so
you're gonna do like a current TV show and make us wait till next week. to
that's
tell us
right.
what's going
That's
on.
right. It's going to be a sub series to the series. It's like a subreddit kind of thing. So come back for that, and do not go check it out yourself. Do you hear me? Don't cheat. What do you call that when you
Please
spoil?
go check
Don't
it out
spoil
yourself
Don't
and-
spoiler it. Yeah, go check it out yourself. It's a pretty cool little tidbit of information, but it is Roy Buchanan's version is not the original version,
And we'll clean that up in the future.
and we will go revisit it.
So
yes.
you got something for me's?
dude, I got this, and you better just deal with it. You better know this song. You should know this song.
I'm packed and I'm holding. I'm smiling. She's giving. She golden.
Probably doesn't ring a bell.
Does not.
I'm kind of getting this song in the playlist.
She lives
Here's
for
another
me.
clue.
She
Oh.
says she lives for me. Ovation, oh motivation. I want to say that this is. Oh, I can't think of the name of the band off the top of my head.
I think you know the song because it's a popular song, but it's not a band or a musical genre probably that you
All right, what is it?
would pursue. It's a band called Third Eye Blind,
I know of them.
Semi-Charmed Life.
Kind of Life, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that this song? Yeah, I know this song.
Yeah. It was a ubiquitous song for many years. But that's the song. Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind, written by Stephen Jenkins from 1997 off of their debut album.
My daughter will be stomping on my feet for not knowing this.
Maybe, I
My
don't know.
youngest. Oh yeah, she definitely is. She's a fan.
It's
And she-
it's just just within like our wheelhouse, maybe.
I don't know. It's it's definitely kind of that alt
It's
thing.
it's definitely alt. It's late alt, but
right.
it's definitely
yeah,
alt.
and there was enough radio play. I'm
Yeah.
packed. I remember
I'm
now.
holding, smiling. She go, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a very cool song, and I had a few of their albums, CDs by that time, and I really liked their music. I mean, I was really into them for quite a while. There's a lot of cool stuff they put out. They're pop alt rock for sure. They had a lot of crossover stuff. But I think they made a lot of cool songs. Anyway, that's mine, and that was for you. And
I
now-
got one that you're not gonna believe the answer to this question, to this song. You're not. You're gonna know the song, but you're gonna be surprised.
really,
Yeah, you should know this song.
I hope I know it right off the bat for a change. Okay, the lyric I got is, "I met you, girl. You didn't have no shoes. Now you're walking around like your front page news." Oh, I know the song.
You know this song.
Now you're walking around like your front page news. Give me the next line. Why? Oh, what is this song? Now you're walking around like your front page news. You've been awful careful about the friends you choose, but you won't have my name in your book of who's who's. Yeah, I'm going to be surprised because I absolutely know this song, and I am once again blanking. This one I definitely know.
You certainly do.
I met you, girl. You didn't have no shoes. What is it?
But now you're walking around like your front page news.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well,
Oh, that's all I needed. Wait. It's late 60s, right?
Yep.
Oh, what is it?
Mid-60s.
I can't get to the chorus. My mind is playing through the verses. Is this the Monkees?
Yes and no. They had a hit with this. And
Yeah.
that's where I'm going.
It's not originally the Monkees.
This is I'm Not Your Stepping Stone.
I'm Not Your Stepping Stone. Damn,
Okay.
my mind would not get to the chorus.
Written by Boyce and Hart, as
There
were
you
a
go.
bunch of
There you
tunes
go.
that the Monkees
This
made.
is a jamming tune.
However, in May of '66, it was released by Paul Revere and the Raiders,
Uh-huh.
and they weren't the first band to do it.
A cover.
Yeah, it was a cover. It had already been done by, I want to say a British band, but I could be wrong about that. I didn't find out who the original band was.
Yeah.
But the first U.S. band to have a hit to get on the charts was Revere and the Raiders. 6 months later, the Monkees did it, and it got much bigger for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Not
So,
Your Stepping Stone.
Paul Revere and the Raiders was the original. Midnight Ride was their album. That was in May of '66. November of '66, the Monkees released it on More of the Monkees.
Mickey Dolenz
Is the singer.
Is the singer.
Yeah,
the vocalist.
absolutely.
Yeah, he tore
Yeah.
it up on that song.
Yeah.
He
And
did a
the
really good
Raiders
job.
version is much harder
Oh, really?
and more, like, it's better. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
more
sorry
better.
to my deceased sister who is now flailing around in the grave and trying to find a way to get back. And she's a huge Monkees fan.
It's more better.
Yeah, it's better. It's absolutely better than the Monkees version.
Oh.
And
both.
And
Well,
both will be on
the
there, and you
playlist.
can make your own choice. But I'm
Yes,
telling you,
you can make your decision.
I am
Send your vote for which version is better. Or if you know another version,
there you go.
send your vote in for which
I
version
listened to a
is
thing
better.
on satellite radio, and I just blanked on his name. Mark Lindsay,
Okay.
who was the leader of Paul Revere and the Raiders. He was
Okay.
not the guy in the ponytail that was doing the singing all the time.
He wasn't Paul Revere.
Right. He wasn't the guy who looked like Paul Revere.
Right.
But he was the mind behind the band
Sure.
and the talent amongst most of the band.
Yeah.
And he has a show called American Revolution that he plays on Saturdays, usually on Sirius XM,
Yeah.
on Underground Garage. And he's not afraid to play his own stuff. He tells some cool stories about people that he worked with and people that he met. And he's not afraid to play Paul Revere's stuff because, I mean, that's the era that he's doing.
Well,
And they
absolutely.
were a big damn band.
Yeah, they
You
had,
know? They had a bunch of hits.
a good deal, yeah.
Yeah, so he's not afraid to play his own stuff and say, hey, just so you know, we put this out 6 months before the Monkees did, because that's exactly what he was talking about when he played it. And he didn't have to play both versions like we're going to have to play.
Right.
And it's more rocking. It's that because that song, it's a rocking song.
Oh,
and there's
yeah.
a little more edge to the Raiders version.
Sure.
So
Yeah, I'm anxious
anyway,
to
I
hear
thought
it.
that would be an
Anxious to
interesting
hear it.
little dealio.
I may have actually heard the Raiders version before, but certainly everyone is familiar with the Monkees version, for better or worse. So, so that was like 4 each. You want to do one more Prime each?
We could do that. Well,
Or do you wanna
started?
just-
Let's move into the next thing.
Let's just move on.
Yeah, because
Okay.
we're running on the long side as always.
We will move.
What do we have coming up next? We had Ask and Ye Shall
Ask
Deceive.
and Ye Shall Deceive is going to be the next game or challenge or segment, whatever you want to call it.
I don't really
I've
care.
got 3. So
Well, good for you.
I'm going to go with 3, but you get to start because I
You
started
have to
the
wear
last.
special pants for that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I got one for you here. This should be a really easy one, Reed. You should know the answer to this
Easy
question.
one, Reed. Further dive bombing by Reed coming up, folks. Stay tuned. The question is, who gave rock and roll to you? Hold on. Either, well, there's a lot of argument about this. Bill Haley, you know, the whole, that kind of thing. Okay, God gave rock and roll to you. According to Kiss,
Or early earlier, according to Argent.
Or Argent.
And our friend Russ Ballard, whose name just keeps coming up all over the damn
keeps
place.
coming up. My
This guy was
gosh.
writing shit every day and putting it out there, and people were recording it.
You know, I don't
and we
know.
didn't know. We didn't know. I
Yeah.
only in the last 6 months have learned who Russ Ballard was. And he
Really?
was, yeah, I mean, I'd heard his name. He was in
Well,
a half
sure,
dozen different
sure, yeah,
bands.
yeah.
But I didn't know, like, he was writing
He
like
wrote-
every other hit.
He was
from
very
fucking-
prolific,
yeah,
right?
Very
I
prolific.
mean, very prolific.
So,
I
God
don't
Gave
think
Rock
I-
and Roll to You by Argent,
Yeah.
written by Russ Ballard. The year was 1973. Covered, kinda, by Kiss,
All
who kind of changed the lyrics and called it God Gave Rock and Roll to You Too.
Right, right.
Not you as well, you number two.
You number two, right?
Right?
Like
You number two, you.
sequel, like right.
And the original album was called In Deep. It came out in 73. Russ Ballard wrote it. Argent did it. Even if you only know it as a Kiss song,
Yeah, it's
it's a different tune.
it's an Argent tune, and it's an Argentina.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Don't cry.
I'm not putting that in the playlist.
I can't. So I never went. We've had the this Russ Ballard, like, really, it's him again thing come up here
A half a dozen times.
in the past few months,
Right.
And I don't think I ever
Like went and-
took the rabbit hole of finding out exactly give me Russ Ballard's song list. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll just say this. Let's make that something for a future Uncontrolled Substance.
Yes.
Because it deserves its own.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it just keeps coming on up.
Yeah, yeah. So
crazy.
there's a bunch of different tunes and a bunch of different bands. So
And you hear about, songwriters who are behind a lot of songs. Chris Christopherson,
Right.
we just talked about a couple episodes ago, whatever. And,
yeah, Willie
and
Nelson.
Willie Nelson, Bryan Adams,
Right.
in the more pop rock arena. But this guy's name is all over some stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah.
Okay.
So what do you got
And
there,
that
Cheese?
probably makes us sound like amateurs, but whatever.
I mean, I didn't know. And
it's part of our show.
it's
and we are who we
What
are,
do you-
Shoo. And,
yeah, a little...
And this is what we do. So we're exploring into something
yeah,
that,
yeah. I mean, that's kind of the whole point, is to find the
Right.
stuff out, right, that we
Right.
didn't know.
Yeah.
So for all of all yous out there who's saying that we should have known Russ Ballard, you're right. We should have, and we don't, and we're not. We're
Right.
owning that. We want to know more.
Okay, Rayce of APEZ.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to verbally deliver,
Oh God.
and you should know
means
the
it's weird.
answer to what do I want you to show me, show me, show me?
Okay.
See what I did there?
Yeah, oh my God.
Is everybody out there as uncomfortable as we are right now?
As I am, yeah, yeah.
Cringy stuff, cringy
Yes,
stuff.
very much so. I'm going to say that I don't know, and I'm going to follow that up with I don't want to know.
How about if I said, what do I want you to show me, show me, show me?
How you feel? That's the cure.
How you do that trick.
The one that makes me scream, she's sick.
See?
Yeah.
There you go.
So I have a little story for this song.
Okay, go ahead.
I do. This is
Don't let me forget to do the
This is
props.
Friday I'm in Love by The Cure.
Yes, right, correct.
And
it
when
is.
my oldest daughter,
Actually, the song title is actually Just Like Heaven. It's not Friday I'm in Love.
Just Like Heaven is a different song. Yeah.
Just Like Heaven is this song.
Just Like Heaven is a completely different song.
No, this song is
No.
Just Like Heaven.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm holding, because you're wrong. I'm watching him, folks. I'm watching him. We're going to see the light bulb go off above his head. There's going to be an actual light bulb above his head. Because it wouldn't be the first time you've done this to me.
I'm afraid you are incorrect. It is Just Like Heaven.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I pull up, if I type in Friday I'm in Love, I get a song by The Cure called Friday I'm in Love.
Yeah, but what are the lyrics? What's the first line?
I don't care if Monday's blue.
Yeah, not show me, show me, show me. Show me, show me, show me how you do that trick. The
Oh,
one that
you are-
makes me
you
scream,
are
she
correct.
said.
You are correct.
Although the songs have similar
Yes.
tempo, key,
Okay,
and
so
all that.
I said you were wrong. I said there was going to be a light bulb going off over your head. I'm over here
No.
eating a big pile of crow.
This-
I am mistaken. Hey, Donna, you're on the deck, right? I was wrong.
This,
I just wanted you to hear that because you don't hear that very often. I was wrong.
Do we keep that in? Do
Yes, we keep that in. That was me being an idiot.
Oh
Absolutely.
my gosh.
Okay, so at any rate, this, I believe they're on the same album. I could certainly be wrong because that's just happened.
I think that may very well be the case. but I don't have the.
Yeah, their albums are 5 years apart. So yeah,
Okay.
this song, not Friday I'm in Love. Okay, I'm going to start again just because I'm completely flabbergasted now. First off, thank you for correcting me, Reed, and my mistaken, which is a band. Cure is a band that's very close to, and dear
I
to my
know you
heart.
dig some Cure.
I love me some Cure.
This makes up for me, basically failing consecutively on the last 5
Okay,
challenges.
I'll give you that.
I'll take it.
My oldest daughter, who's only 20 years younger than I am, so she's of a certain age now.
Yeah.
When she was 18, she sent me a text that said, "Dad, I found this new band, and it's so cool." And it was The Cure. And it was like, okay, I have 5 albums by them already, so they're not really a new band. But
Right.
I didn't go that route. I was like,
Right.
oh, how very cool. What's the song?
Right.
And it was this
Friday
one.
I'm in Love or this one?
It was this one.
It was this one.
Yeah.
Just like heaven.
Just like heaven. And I went along with it and played along. And she doesn't listen to the podcast, so she won't hear this.
Oh. Maybe you just tell her to listen to this one.
But her sister-in-law does, and she will definitely
and she'll
share it with
pass
her.
it along.
Yes.
There you go.
At any rate, and there's that one of those phrases I'm not supposed to use all the time. It was pretty cool. Like having her like, "Oh, Dad, you got to dig this new band." And she and I didn't do a lot of that together. That wasn't a thing that she and I shared like I did with the younger kids.
Sure.
So yeah.
So it had to been in the early 2000s that she brought that to you.
Yeah, because that's when she would have been.
Or mid 2000s. Yeah. Okay, well, that was Just Like Heaven. To be clear, the name of the song
Not Friday I'm in Love.
is not Friday I'm in Love by The Cure, written by a few people here: Lawrence Andrew Tolhurst, Robert James Smith, Simon Gallup, Bonds Williams, and Porl Thompson. 1987 off of the album Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. So it's weird that the song lyric starts "Show me, show me, show me," and the album name is "Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me." So it seems like they would have done better blending that together, but who am I?
And apparently both of those songs are ending up in the playlist.
Yes, as they should, rightfully. So that was fun as F. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm not playing anymore. I want to stop on a high note.
Nope, not gonna happen.
And you can just throw challenges.
I have another ask for you.
Okay.
And we're going to.
Give me an ask. Is it verbal or are you?
No, it's going to be digitals.
Okay.
There you go.
I should know the answer to the question. When do the folks up the bayou say a prayer? Oh, wait. When do the old folks up the bayou say a prayer? The old folks up the bayou say a prayer. I don't think
You don't know.
I'm not placing the old folks up the bayou say a prayer. Is this CCR?
No.
No?
No. The answer is when the voodoo people gather and they play their drums at night in Congo Square. Congo Square by the Neville Brothers.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
And although we've said it before, the Neville Brothers, bunch of badass bitches.
Man,
the whole family is all
yeah.
musical. They are all, and unlike the
I gotta go
Isley
listen to
brothers
that
who have
song.
cousins and uncles and all that in there, the Neville Brothers is a bunch of brothers and the dad, as far as I know.
Yeah, it's fam.
It's fam. It's
immediate
direct fam. Like
yeah.
in that house.
Right.
And they are some serious
Which, what a
motherfuckers.
thought. What a thought growing up.
Oh,
I
man.
mean,
yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I mean, and they've got a couple of people in that family that are have their doctorates in music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
it's
that was
great.
originally written by Sonny Landreth, Mel Melton, and Dave Ranson, which makes me believe that it's actually a cover.
Oh, another one we
That
may
I'll
have
have to go back and
follow
check
up
on. Yeah.
Nice.
And I don't have the year captured for some reason, and I don't know why, because that's something I'm fairly religious about. It was not actually. It was released as a single and ended up on live tunes, on live albums, and on compilations. But I don't think it was ever actually released on an album.
Which further supports the probability that
it was a cover.
Yeah.
But it's one of their big
Yeah.
One of their big hits.
I haven't heard it a lot, but I have heard it, and I am definitely going to go listen to it again.
I believe the album that I'm most familiar with by them that's live is called Live from Planet Earth, I think. Does that ring a bell?
It rings a bell.
And they do a horns, drums, singing.
Yeah.
It's badass.
Yeah.
And I know that I've said that a bunch in the last couple episodes, but like that was kind of the point, was finding some stuff that was really, really rocking.
It's
and it's definitely, you know, it's got its Bayou roots. It's definitely New Orleans, but it's rock and roll,
and blues
man.
Gumbo, baby.
Yeah,
Jazz and blues
very well
gumbo.
Put, very well put.
Yeah, spicy.
All right, you got one more
Okay, I got
of this segmento,
I have.
which is not a pimento, it's a segmento.
It is a segmento. You're right. It's not a sargento. I have this, and I'm going to do another verbal delivery.
Oh God.
Which,
There's always something when he's doing it. Verbally.
well, ask is, we've done it, we do it both ways. We say that. We
Sure.
have introduced the segment that way. Just shut up and stop picking on me, Rayce. Where, boy, I hope you get this. I'm trying to make sure I word it. Where is Valerie dancing for all the world below to see?
I don't know, but is he the same boy he used to be? I got the wrong Valerie.
Wrong Valerie.
So then the only other Valerie I know is a Monkeys tune.
Valerie's dancing in the room above my bed, you know, for all the world below to see.
No. Who is it?
Valerie's leaving in a car outside my house, you know. It's such a shame she's not with me. Valerie loves me.
Oh.
Heard that song?
Yeah.
It was a really cool alternative, 1991.
I remember that.
Was it alternative or was it...
It was pretty much alternative.
It was alternative.
Yeah, absolutely.
Material Issue. They had some cool songs. They had a handful of cool alternative songs written by Jim Ellison. And having that tune on the playlist will be really good to hear. It's a
And the thing is we're going to put the Monkeys Valerie and Stevie Winwood's Valerie right in there next to it. And I'm sure there's a 60s Valerie song that I'm not thinking about as well.
There's plenty of Valeries.
Yeah,
I'm
it
sure.
was a
There's Amy Winehouse's Valerie, which is a cover. Who's the name of the band that she covered that on?
I don't know. You're the Amy Winehouse guru.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal song. Her version of it is phenomenal too, but the band who originally made it, I can't... Oh, it's right out
good,
of my
because
tongue.
we've already got 4 copies of
Yeah,
Valerie
we're going to have
songs.
so many Valeries, but they're all different Valeries. They're not covers
Yeah.
of Valerie. Fleet Foxes, I think, is the name of that band. I think it's Fleet Foxes who did the Valerie that Amy Winehouse did the cover of, but Amy Winehouse's or the other. Anyway, that's enough of the Valerie thing. Woo! The name of the album, I want to make sure I get out there. Again, Material Issue, written by Jim Ellison, 1991. International Pop Overthrow. Kind of a fun
What a great name for an
album name, right? Yeah, so that one I was excited to just have on there. I wasn't sure if you would pick it up, but cool
All right,
song.
so are we doing one more of the Ask, or are we done with Ask and we're moving on?
Why don't we move on? We're
We're long.
yeah, we're running on here. So we're gonna do just a couple of bean enchiladas.
Oh my God.
I really tried to be very disciplined and not go completely haywire with things that nobody in the world is gonna appreciate or figure out, either one. So I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna drop this for you.
I'm going to say we're going to do 2. Is that okay?
Let's do 3, because I think I can go fast.
Okay.
I
Sure
really
you can.
do. I mean,
Are you talking to me or your wife?
I think
What's
I'll
going
go fast.
on? Toot, 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 picking up some crack horse. Did he just get back from Illinois?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so this is supposed to be Looking Out My Back Door by CCR.
See, at least
Toot,
one
toot,
I
toot,
did
picking
good.
up some crack horse. And the real lyric is,
Do, looking out my back door. Yes. Toot, 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 picking up some
by
crack
Fogerty,
horse.
obviously.
Yes.
What year, what album?
Creedence Clearwater Revival, 1970, from Cosmos Factory. John Cameron Fogerty. He shares my middle name, by the way.
I would say that,
And he's welcome.
frankly, that you share his, actually,
Because
because he's older than you
Yeah, I don't know.
by more than a week.
I don't know. Okay, you go.
Okay,
Something good.
here's one for you, Reed.
Okay, what do we got here? Hold on, let me grow it. Taking legs off toads, and I'm going to break a bone tonight. Taking legs off toads. Oh my gosh. Taking legs off toads, and I'm gonna break a bone tonight. The only thing that's coming to mind is "Take Me Home Tonight." I'm gonna break a bone tonight. What is it?
It's 6 days on the road, and I'm
6
going to make it
days
home
on
tonight.
the road, taking legs off.
And
toads,
by the
I'm
way,
gonna
I
break
had heard a
bone.
version of this. Now that was a country song done by a bunch of folks.
Yes,
it's a very
it's an
popular
old song. Yes.
It's actually been called like the father of trucking songs, although there's some argument about that.
Yeah.
I did a little research on this. Song is called 6 Days on the Road. The lyric was 6 days on the road, and I'm going to make it home tonight. The version that I heard that I had never heard before was by Taj Mahal.
Wow.
And it's from 1969.
Holy cow.
Is when he did his version, right? The
Yeah,
album
that's got to be interesting.
The album that he did was called Giant Steps / The Old Folks at Home. DE Old Folks at Home. OLE.
OLE, old
Speaking like Taj Mahal speaks in his music, right?
Right, phonetically.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Written by Earl Green and Carl Montgomery, and I had a little bit of a wiki thing here. And this is a direct quote from the wiki page for the song. All music writer Bill Dahl called 6 Days the ultimate overworked rig driver's lament. Indeed, the song's lyrics bemoan highway patrolmen, scale weigh-ins, and loneliness for the narrator's girlfriend, and speak of using little white pills to keep him awake.
I'm taking little white pills and my eyes open wide.
And the last thing that Bill Dahl said was that of all the versions that he ever heard, Taj Mahal's was the best. Okay? And I'm telling you, I know the song. I intentionally didn't want to mention any of the other versions or who the other artists were.
Yeah.
Because it's been covered a dozen times by a dozen different country artists.
Oh, my gosh.
And they've
It's
all
all
done
over.
justice to it. But I had never heard the Taj Mahal version, and I know you're a big Taj Mahal fan.
Yeah, I'll be anxious to hear that for sure.
So I wanted to get it on the playlist.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. And I would like to hear Taj Mahal do the version that talks about taking legs off of toads. Gruesome. Just gruesome. Okay. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Watch me go fast. You're the one who's dragging this out, Rayce. You
Sure.
just did that.
Just quit talking and do it.
So, I'm trying to keep the size intact
care.
here, so the
The
T does not
listeners
belong.
don't
Ready?
I'm going to sock this clown, make him scream and shout. I'm going to rock this town.
Yeah, I'm gonna sock
Rocket.
this clown.
Inside out.
Rock it inside out.
So
right.
that's,
Make him scream and shout.
That's our boys, the
Get it.
Cat Boys.
You get there. The Cat Boys.
What's the name of the band? Oh, I can see it. I can see him.
I'm just letting it go
with his
here,
big
'cause-
Gibson guitar.
Yeah.
And that stand-up bass.
You probably can think of his name right now, but your mind is going, ha, ha, ha,
Yeah,
ha,
exactly.
ha. Brian Setzer,
And his big band and his large orchestra. Brian, no.
the Cat Boys.
Yeah,
Let's just call them the
it's
Cat
Brian
Boys. Stray
Setzer.
Cats.
Stray Cats.
Yes.
That was funny.
That was
stupid,
hilarious.
but funny.
Oh my
Stray
gosh.
Cats.
The song is Rock This Town, the
Yeah.
real song. And
You
it's,
look at me once. You look at me twice.
looked at me again, and there's
gonna
be a fight. That is from 1981 from Runaway Boys, and he wrote it. So that's all you need to know. And I could write the whole spoof song to I'm gonna
I'm
sock
sure
this
you
clown.
can.
That would be fun for me. I'm not going to, but I could. So there. Okay, your time. Your go. Your turn to shine, you crazy diamond. What do I got? Operator.
Here you go. Here's your next Beans Enchiladas.
My spoof lyrics are, how obscene are her new shoes? Who's that guy in front of you? Obscene shoes. Who's that guy in front of you? It's not ringing. Who's that guy in front of you? I'm not getting it.
Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Piano. Do, 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 do.
Is it she comes in colors?
She's a rainbow. Yes.
She's a rainbow.
Have you seen her dressed in blue? See the
Dressed in
sky
blue.
in front of you is the lyric, right?
I see this guy in front of you. This guy in front of you. That's hilarious. You
See
did
the
that.
sky in front of
Who's
you.
that
Yes.
guy in front
She's
of
a
you?
rainbow by the Stones. Who you want to bet on who the songwriters are?
I bet it's
Jagger and Richards?
Paul McCartney and Bryan Adams.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jagger and Richards. She's a Rainbow by the Stones, by the Rolling Stones, properly acknowledged. 1967, from the album Their Satanic Majesty's Request. And just a little side note, it's the very first album I bought when I was like 9 or 10 years old because it had a 3D cover. Like I saw it and I'm like, I want that album.
I want that album because...
And I had no idea.
Clickbait.
Yeah, exactly.
That was early form of what is now termed. Yeah. I want to do 2 more.
Well, I only have 1 more.
Okay, well then you can do 1 after this, and then I'll do 1, and that'll make 2 for me and 1 for you.
Okay.
Sorry I had to do the math on you, but math. Okay, here's your first one, and I probably should have ended with this, but I almost forgot that I put it in there for this reason. This is the ultimate, possibly the ultimate Bean Enchiladas opportunity lyric. So...
Okay. Beans. It's Dreams by the Everly Brothers, no?
Right. Bean,
Yes.
bean. Like it's right there.
Yeah.
It's the Bean song. It's so easy to do. And I was actually going to give you a second lyric if you didn't guess that.
Was it the same?
And it was going to be the same thing.
All right.
Okay.
Since I've got 1 more, why don't you do your extra one and I'll do mine last?
Okay. Everly Brothers, written by Bodo Bryant, 1958. As far as I can tell, as far as I could find, that is not a cover. Written by him for them, I suppose.
Well, he was one of those songwriter guys.
Yeah.
That's all he did.
So if anybody has a correction for that, I could not find information that they weren't the first to record it. All I have to do is Dream, obviously the name of the song. And how about if I get you this one's going to take 2 clues. But if you get it, I'm really hoping that it'll have the impact I intended. So you should know this Bean Enchilada.
Those numbers just made Butthead laugh. Give me the next clue, please.
Yeah, I knew you would need this. But I think this will give it away. I don't think I got too far off the path here.
Every time someone said 69, oh yeah. Is this Summer of 69
Yes.
by Bryan Adams?
By Bryan Adams.
Every time someone said 69. Okay.
Oh, those numbers just made Butthead laugh every time someone said 69. Okay, so you can imagine Butthead going 69. Yeah, you know.
Exactly.
And I don't act like you don't know who Butthead is out there either. No, nothing from you on that. No, no pushback. Okay, that was actually the original non-ruined version is Summer of 69 by Bryan Adams from 1984, written by Bryan Adams and James Douglas Valance, Jim Valance, off of Bryan Adams' Reckless album.
He was
that's
quite the prolific songwriter, honestly.
Yes, if you search around for the songs he is responsible for that are
He's another one of those.
He's all over the background of music. Okay,
And you've mentioned more than once. He was like 16 when he was actually
he
selling
started
music.
Right. I read a clip somewhere that he was selling songs in his mid-teens to like BTO for their hits. He's responsible for a few of their early songs and whatever. Okay.
All right. So
that
here's
was
the
my
last
last
one
two,
from
and here's
me,
your last
and
one.
the last one for the day.
Enough of the beans already. Okay, what Rayce of Apes wants me to figure out is the crazy guy falls. He just falls. The crazy guy falls. He just falls. My mind is trying to put that into the song it belongs in.
And this is one of yours, by the way. Like, this is something that you would definitely come up with.
Oh my gosh. What is it?
The Lady's Got Balls by AC/DC. She's Got Balls. That's the name of the song. The Lady's Got Balls, She's Got Balls is the line.
Yeah.
She's Got Balls is the
Yeah.
song. Written by Angus Young, Malcolm Young, and Bon Scott. 1974, released in Australia. 1976 for the rest of the world.
Huh.
Off the album High Voltage, there were two different versions of that album. One that was released in Australia, one that was released here. I don't know the differences. And the story is told tongue-in-cheek, so it's not 100% true. But
Right.
Bon Scott, one of the, I believe it was Malcolm Young, I could be wrong, that said, Bon Scott joined the band in September of 74, and at some point his wife complained he'd never written a song about her. No, that was Angus Young who said this. And so he wrote She's Got Balls, and she left him. And the truth is, they were already having problems prior to that. It wasn't the crux.
Right. Because it's not like he was going to write a ballad.
Right. They were one of those troubled couples.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But
troubled couples.
it is fun to think about her
Yeah.
getting pissed off that he didn't write something more affectionate and,
How
and
come
she
you never
was
wrote
like,
a song about me?
Oh, that's
okay,
what you're
bitch,
going to write?
Here you go. Kind of a thing. So,
So that is Bean Enchiladas, baby. That's that segment.
An episode, isn't it?
Yes, and this is
the first time we've done multiple segments in an episode in a while.
In an episode. That's right. We haven't, we've been, meandering so much that we haven't focused on challenges. And look where it got us, a 1 hour episode. That was fun, though. I enjoyed it.
I have fun. I always have fun doing this.
Well, it's true. Yeah, I can't say that I don't.
The thing is, I'm sitting across the table from you. You wouldn't expect it to be so much fun. And
Well, I know. I do have a damping effect on fun, as is well known.
Yeah.
The reason that I
don't
don't get
think that's
invited
the
to
case.
parties and public events.
I think it's because you won't shut up, personally. I don't think it has anything to do with
Well,
the
that
damping
in and of
effect.
itself can be a damping effect. So thanks for being there, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for turning it up and having a rock and roll weekend with us. I'm assuming it's a weekend when you're listening.
Tell everybody it's going to be a rock and roll weekend.
Tell everybody. Call up all your friends. We are Mixtapes.
And this is You Should Know This Song.
This song. This is our platform to comment, talk, BS, carry on, and just
This is our
overall-
platform to sit in my backyard, drink beer, and bullshit with each other, and record it and pretend like it's doing something. Let's be honest.
So keep that in mind next time you're thinking about listening, and all you have to do to make it feel right is just to grab a beer and go sit in your backyard and listen to it,
There you go.
and you'll be right in the mix with us. You can shout and scream, and your neighbors will
You
think
can jump
that
and
something is
shout
happening.
and let it all out.
You can do all
And
that.
I just put that in the playlist.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, thank you for being here. Thanks for joining us. We are honored to have your time and your listening. Hopefully it's a pleasure for you. It's certainly a pleasure for us.
And since it was mentioned so many times during this episode, I feel obligated to say donate to Wikipedia one time.
Yeah.
And that's all I'll say.
And go check out the playlist.
Go check out
the playlist.
Playlist, dogs. Let us know if we're not on the platform you listen to. Like, follow, subscribe. What else can you say?
I
Except
did
thanks
not
again.
have- no, I'm sorry. That's not what I was saying. That's not what I'm going to say.
We love you.
No,
Is
that's
that
a bit
something?
much. That's probably
Okay.
a bit much.
Hey, be great out there. Just be great. And
It's a rough world. Be nice.
have a good time.
Take care. We're out.
See ya.